There's also some research that's being done on utilizing the spent fuel cells and utilizing the waste and converting it into batteries. Correct? Isn't that it?
I didn't know about batteries, but I know in Russia they had the breeder reactor that I saw at Belyarsk, which we went out to in the middle of Russia. I forgot exactly where it is. And it was designed, it's a 600, it was designed many years ago, and it does breed more than it eats up its own fuel, and it reuses the fuel over and over again. That's why they call it a breeder reactor, because it breeds more.
Yeah.
And they're using it. It's expensive. That's the problem. Can they standardize it? That's the other problem. You have to make it cheap too. But the Russians have done it, and now they're building an 800, which is a bigger one. So, I'm hopes for that. But on the U.S. side, we have all these smaller. We have GE working with Hitachi, which is a Japanese company. They're building an SMR, a small modular reactor, with some capacity. It could make
our radioactive diamond bat. Whoops! Hold on a second. Pop-up ad got us.
we had on batteries.
Unveils battery made from nuclear waste that could last up to 28,000 years. The nano diamond battery's power comes from radioactive isotopes used in nuclear reactors. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So as technology advances, and obviously technology would, whatever they're able to do now, or even have they actually done this, or is this just theoretical?
This article is 2020.
It unveiled a battery that uses nuclear waste.
I don't know.
They're saying that they actually have a functional product. Whoa!
That's what I was trying. The article I had that we got the pop up was a nuclear.
Oh, I thought right.
Article.
I thought it was theoretical. I didn't know they were already making batteries out of it. But if they can do that, bingo. Now we have a problem with electric cars, right? That was the problem. Electric cars, the batteries. That's the giant issue, is you're getting lithium out of the ground. And most of it is sourced through unethical ways. You're getting cobalt. Most of that's sourced through unethical ways. But if they can make batteries out of fucking diamonds, and how crazy is that? We're all running around on cars built on nuclear waste.
But you still have the problem of it has to be continent size. It has to be a country size dimension, scalability. If you can make an iPhone, you can make a car work on an individual basis and here and there. But how do you make it so it works on a continent size? We're talking about look at the world map.
Well, I think we have to look in terms of a long period of time. If you go back to just the invention of electricity to the time where everybody's carrying around a battery-powered cell phone in your pocket, you're not talking about that long. You're only talking about a couple of 100 years. We're looking at it like, oh my God, we've got to get it done tomorrow. I don't think you do get this thing done tomorrow. I think a big step is what you're describing in your documentary. That's a big step. A big step is like understanding that nuclear power is a fantastic way forward. And if they really can make batteries out of nuclear waste, well, now we have instead of a problem, now we've got a commodity. Now you've got something they could utilize.
Although I remember what Bill Gates says in the film.
Hold on a second.
I Googled it again. It said 2017 they were saying this was still a hoax, but
they always say that. We have to keep optimistic.
So are nuclear diamond batteries too good to be true? You're probably wondering what the catch is. There's a diamond battery out there that really uses nuclear waste, lasts thousands of years, and involves layers of only the most minuscule diamonds. It's slightly more complicated than that. Each battery cell will produce only a small amount of energy, for one thing, so scientists must combine the cells in huge numbers in order to regularly power large devices, raising the cost a great deal, along with increasing the complexity. So I guess the battery would have to be big. Touts the tiny share of the nano battery diamond cells as an advantage for scalability, though. Take the battery for a wristwatch, for instance. It consumes around 2 microwatts. A much smaller NDB cell would be sufficient. Okay, so that's smaller than the battery that's on your watch? That's pretty small. So if we need power a different application, the number of stacked cells can be increased to meet the demand. That sounds like every battery.
Listen, Bill Gates in the film says, he's put $1 billion into the battery business. He's really done a lot of exploration, and as well he's doing great work on nuclear. But he says there's no battery that's going to. It would take a miracle. It's just not going to happen. He says we're going to need nuclear. Even he said that, and he's not proud of that. But I don't know why he's running away from it. I think we should be very proud of using nuclear because it was a tremendous discovery by Marie Curie.
I think a lot of people are skittish about the conversation. They just don't want to have the argument.
I've noticed that, yeah.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Al Gore's in the film Inconvenient Truth even mention nuclear energy?
Yeah, it's
Why?
true. Good point.
You know, it's nuts. It's nuts. Can we take a break?
Yep. I could tell. You ready to go. You got to pee.
Yeah, I just
Okay. No worries. We'll be right back. So tritium is the stuff that they make that also lights up the watch hands. They put that stuff inside watches.
Yeah,
and it lasts for like 25 years.
Signs.
Yeah, I have one of those. I have a marathon watch, and it's like even if it's like pitch blackout, all of the hour indicators are all lit up permanently. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And that's radioactive too, and it's totally safe. That's what it looks like.
That's what the Fukushima.
That's what tritium looks like. Have you ever seen it on a watch hand? It's really beautiful. Like click on that image again, Jamie. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So it like lights up permanently. Like you have radiation on your wrist.
Well, that's been the big issue in the Fukushima cleanup because they said that water is filled with tritium. And Josh, my co-author, was saying, I could drink a gallon of tritium and it would be about the equivalent to one banana. So it's a lot of bullshit.
Really?
Yeah.
You can drink a gallon of tritium?
Yeah.
And it's about what negative aspect of a banana?
He says the electrons in it.
Oh, wow.
Just don't penetrate. They don't. It's a sign. I'm not a scientist. No,
I understand,
but
I'm not either. So I buy it.